Most people over 60 are told the same thing about worry. Just try to relax. It sounds sensible. It sounds kind. But here is what almost nobody tells you. Relaxing on command does not protect the one part of your brain that worry attacks the hardest. For decades, brain researchers have watched something quietly happen in people who carry constant worry. The memory center of the brain, a small structure called the hippocampus, tends to get smaller under long-term stress. Memory clinics see this pattern again and again in people who never stopped feeling on edge. Today, I am going to show you 3 specific ways to switch that stress off, protect your memory, and even help that center recover. And I am going to give you the one insight that a rushed medical visit almost never has time to explain. The number 1 method on this list is something almost nobody connects to worry at all. Stay with me until the end, because that one can change how your memory holds up over the next 10 years. Here is the problem. When you tell your doctor you feel anxious or worried, you usually have about 12 minutes. In that window, there is time to check your blood pressure, maybe adjust a prescription, and send you on your way. There is almost never time to explain what constant worry is doing to your brain over months and years. Nobody sits you down and draws the picture. So the worry keeps running quietly in the background, while everyone treats it as just a mood. So let me be clear about why this channel exists. I am not here to sell you a supplement or scare you into a course. This channel exists to give you the science that a 12-minute appointment never has time to cover. Just the mechanism and 3 things you can start doing tonight. And this matters more than most people realize. Worry is not a character flaw. Fading memory is not your destiny. Your memory is not just about names and keys. It is about staying in your own home, managing your own medications, and living on your own terms instead of relying on someone else to remember for you. So tell me in the comments, how old are you and which town are you watching from? Because I want to know who is here tonight. Here is the one mechanism behind everything today. When you worry, your body releases a stress hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is meant to spike for a few minutes, help you handle a threat, and then switch off. But when worry never stops, cortisol never fully switches off either. Think of cortisol like the sprinkler system in a building. For a real fire, it is life-saving, it does exactly its job, and then it shuts down. But imagine that sprinkler stuck on, spraying day and night, week after week. The walls stay soaked, the wiring corrodes, and the most delicate room in the building takes the worst damage. In your brain, that delicate room is the hippocampus, your memory center, and constant cortisol slowly wears it down. Please do not skip this section. It is the key to everything that follows. If this is already making sense to you, tap the like button so more seniors can find it. That small tap is what tells the system to show this to someone who needs it tonight. Let us start the countdown at number 3, slow breathing with a long, extended exhale. Not deep breathing, not big gulps of air, but slow breathing where the out-breath is longer than the in-breath. Here is why this works so fast. Your nervous system has 2 settings, like a gas pedal and a brake pedal. Worry keeps your foot jammed on the gas, which keeps cortisol flowing. A long, slow exhale is one of the few things that presses the brake pedal on purpose. When you stretch the out-breath, you send a direct signal to your body that the danger has passed and cortisol starts to ease. This is not a fringe idea. Large studies on slow breathing have consistently shown that lengthening the exhale calms the stress response and lowers the body's stress signals within minutes. Here is exactly how to do it. Put your hand on your chest right now and just feel it rise and fall. Breathe in gently through your nose for a count of 4. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 6, as if you are cooling a spoonful of soup. Do that for 5 minutes, twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. The most common mistake is breathing too hard and too fast, which does the opposite and makes you tense. Slow and soft always beats big and forceful. Do this sitting down in a sturdy chair with your back supported, never standing for the first few weeks. If you ever feel lightheaded or dizzy, stop and go back to your normal, easy breathing right away. That feeling just means you are pushing the pace too hard. Comfortable and steady is the whole point. Pair this with a warm drink, something without caffeine, like chamomile or plain warm water. The warmth adds a second calming signal on top of the breathing. Together, they switch the alarm off faster than either one alone. But breathing calms the worry in the moment. It does not deal with the thoughts that keep circling back an hour later, pulling you right back onto that gas pedal. For that, we need number 2, which works on the worry itself. Number 2 is a technique with a strange name that works better than almost anything: scheduled worry time. Instead of trying to stop worrying, which never works, you give your worry a fixed appointment. Here is the mechanism. Worry loves to leak into every hour of your day, a little here, a little there, keeping that stress alarm humming all day long. Think of it like a dripping tap you can hear all night. Scheduled worry time takes all those drips and collects them into one bucket at one time so the rest of your day stays dry. Your brain learns that the worry has a place to go, and it stops flooding every quiet moment. This is a well-established method from cognitive behavior therapy, the kind used in real anxiety clinics. Clinical trials have repeatedly shown that setting aside a worry window reduces how much people worry across the whole day. Here is exactly how to do it. Pick one 15-minute slot each day in the late afternoon, never right before bed. When a worry pops up outside that slot, write it on a small notepad in one line and tell yourself you will deal with it at your worry time. Then, at your fixed slot, sit down and go through the list on purpose for those 15 minutes. The key mistake is scheduling it too late at night, which just hands your worries to your pillow. Keep it in daylight and keep it short. If sitting with your worries feels too heavy on your own, do this at a table with a cup of tea and good light, never in a dark room. And if you find your worry list is full of hopeless thoughts or fears you simply cannot shake, that is your signal to stop and bring this to your doctor. Constant, overwhelming worry is a medical issue, not a weakness. There is real help for it, and asking for it is a sign of strength. Pair this with the breathing from number 3. Start your worry window with 2 minutes of that slow breathing first. It settles your body so your mind can look at the list calmly instead of spiraling. But even with your worries parked and your breathing calm, there is still something missing. Neither of these actually rebuilds the memory center once worry has worn it down. For that, we need the number 1 method, and it is the one almost nobody connects to worry at all. And now the number 1 method, the one almost nobody links to worry: daily rhythmic walking. Not a workout, not the gym, just steady, rhythmic walking done almost every day. Here is why this is the crown of the whole list. Remember the memory center, the hippocampus, that worry wears down? It turns out that same little structure is one of the few parts of the adult brain that can actually grow back, and the single most powerful signal to make it grow is rhythmic movement. When you walk steadily, your body releases a substance that works like fertilizer for brain cells. Think of your hippocampus like a garden that constant worry has left dry and thinning. Cortisol is the drought. Rhythmic walking is the water and the fertilizer that lets that garden fill back in. This is not wishful thinking. In a well-known study from the University of Pittsburgh, older adults who walked regularly for a year actually grew the size of their hippocampus, while a non-walking group kept shrinking. Researchers have confirmed again and again that regular walking supports memory and brain volume in later life. Here is exactly how to do it. Start with just 10 minutes of walking a day at a pace where you can still talk but not sing. Do it at the same time each day because rhythm matters as much as effort. Each week, add 2 or 3 minutes until you reach about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Walk in a way that has a steady rhythm, arms moving gently, breathing easy. If 30 minutes at once is too much, break it into 3 walks of 10 minutes, which works just as well. The biggest mistake people make is going too hard on day 1, getting sore and quitting by day 4. Slow and consistent beats fast and painful every single time. Consistency is the real medicine here, not intensity. A gentle walk you actually do every day beats a hard one you dread and skip. Now let us keep you safe. Wear supportive shoes, walk on flat, even ground, And if your balance is a worry, walk indoors along a hallway where you can reach a wall or a rail. If you use a cane or a walker, use it, and there is no shame in that at all. Stop right away and rest if you feel chest pressure, sharp pain, or real breathlessness. And if that happens, call your doctor before walking again. And if you take medication for your blood pressure or your heart, ask your doctor what pace is right for you before you start. Sharp pain means stop, not push through. Pair this walk with number 3, the breathing. Spend the last 2 minutes of your walk breathing slowly, in for 4 and out for 6, as you cool down. And here is the beautiful part. You can even turn your scheduled worry time into a walking worry time, letting your feet carry the stress out of your body while your mind sorts the list. So here is the payoff I promised you at the very start. The thing almost nobody connects to worry, a simple daily walk, is the one habit that can actually rebuild the memory center that worry attacks. Worry shrinks it. Steady walking helps grow it back. And that is how you protect the next 10 years of your memory. Consider a typical case documented in the rehabilitation and mental health literature. A 72-year-old woman living alone found herself worrying almost constantly after her husband passed. She was forgetting appointments, losing her keys, and starting to fear she was slipping into something serious. Her sleep was broken, and the worry ran like a tap that never turned off. Working with a counselor, she started small. She began with 5 minutes of slow breathing each morning. She added a 15-minute worry window in the late afternoon with a notepad by her chair, and she started walking 10 minutes a day around her block, building slowly toward 30. Nothing dramatic, nothing expensive, just those 3 habits done steadily. Within about 8 weeks, the change was clear. Her sleep settled, the constant background worry quieted, and she said her memory felt sharper and less foggy. She was not cured of her grief, and that was never the goal, but she had her days back, and she felt like herself again. So let us make this simple and doable. Here is exactly what to do, starting tonight, and none of it costs a penny. Step 1. Tonight, before bed, do 5 minutes of slow breathing, in for 4 and out for 6. Just that, sitting in a comfortable chair, and nothing more. Step 2. Tomorrow, choose your 15-minute worry window for the late afternoon. Put a small notepad where you usually sit so your worries have somewhere to go all day. Step 3. This week, take 1 10-minute walk a day at the same time each day. Keep the pace easy enough that you can still talk while you move. If 10 minutes feels like a lot, start with 5 because starting matters far more than the number. Step 4. Over the next 4 weeks, add 2 or 3 minutes to that walk each week. Build gently toward 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and never rush it. Step 5. And this month, if your worry ever feels constant, crushing, or hopeless, book a visit with your doctor. Bring this list with you, because you do not have to carry this alone. Constant worry is treatable, and reaching out is the strongest thing you can do. Do these 5 in this order, and you are already protecting your memory tonight. Now think of someone in your life who worries too much and who you want to keep sharp and independent for years to come. Maybe a parent, a partner, or a friend who is always on edge. Send them this video because these 3 habits could protect their memory too. And tell me in the comments which of these 3 you are starting tonight. Is it the breathing, the worry window, or the walking? Your answers decide exactly what I cover next. If this helped you see your own health more clearly, subscribe to this channel because that is the mission here. Giving you the science a rushed appointment never has time for. This video is education, not a diagnosis. Your own doctor knows your history, so bring this list to your next appointment. I'm Judy Vance. Don't forget to subscribe and live longer.